Hello, friends. Hope you're doing fine and everything is moving on well. Yeah. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this channel whereby here we discuss issues with parenting, childhood, motherhood in general, and all that to do with children and motherhood. So today I have this topic that I want to share with you. So come closer, and let's discuss together. Yeah, I want to talk on something like if you have ever heard of something called pseudocyesis, not suicidal, but pseudocyesis. Have you ever heard of that word? Have you ever heard of that phrase, or it's a new vocabulary to you? Maybe to some it's a vocabulary, maybe to some it's something that you have never heard of it. You have ever experienced it. Yeah. So let's just discuss a little. What is it? What causes? Are there any treatment of pseudocyesis? Let's jump into today's topic and see how much we're going to cover, and if you have ever gone through it. I have ever gone through that condition. So let's just jump into what pseudocyesis is. This is a condition. It's a condition whereby you feel you're pregnant. 100% you're pregnant, but in actual sense you are not. So this is just a condition and called pseudocyesis. So you feel like you experience that moment that you get those signs. It has ever happened to me. So maybe it has also ever happened to you or something like that. I don't know. But you really feel that, first of all, your breasts, they change. They start being tender and everything. Your abdominal, even this, you feel like it's enlarging. So you have that mental that there's a baby inside you. You vomit. You have those morning sicknesses, nausea, all the changes. Even sometimes you go missed periods. You can even miss period for 2 months. So you're like, you make sure that you know that condition. I think it's so, it triggers a lot of people to the levels whereby you sometimes you can even have how do they call this behavior, whereby you start preparing for your baby because you feel like you're having a baby. So it triggers you, start preparing for your baby. You really know that you are pregnant, but in actual sense you are not. So in this condition, so what causes this condition? This is just a psychological factor. There is nothing like that can diagnose that you can know that this is the cause of pseudocyesis. It's not known. The cause is not known, but there are some psychological factors that can lead to pseudocyesis. One can be that desire of pregnancy. You have been desiring, all your mind, you read about pregnancy, you watched pregnancy movies, you watch, it sinks into your mind to the extent that you really feel that you are part of that person. So pseudocyesis, it's just a condition, as I've said. It just happens because of the desire of being pregnancy. But the other thing also, fear of pregnancy can also cause pseudocyesis. You are so afraid of pregnancy to the extent that you feel you are pregnant. You're so afraid. You start imagining. So the condition now start building. Not everything starts from here. Everything starts from here. So even pseudocyesis starts from your mind. It's a psychological phenomenon. So you find that you really feel you are pregnant, you really feel triggered out, you really feel that you're carrying something. So the causes are just those psychological factors and cultural issue. There are some cultures whereby you find that if after getting into marriage, you feel like the next step is having a baby, so the pressure. Your mother-in-law is pressurizing you, your own mother is pressurizing you, your relatives are pressurizing you. So you have that anxiety, or you are depressed. You find that because of the depression, because of the anxiety, because of everybody is just putting an eye on you, so you start having that phantom of a false pregnancy. You start creating the picture of you being pregnant, and you start imagining you are pregnant to the extent that it triggers your psychological well-being, and you start feeling that you are pregnant. So the real cause is not known, but those some factors, like as I've said, cultural issues, pressure from people around you, pressure from parents, and things like that. So it can trigger to have that condition of pseudocyesis. But treatment, they say that there is no particular treatment that can be treated, but one thing that you are supposed to do is go for checkup. Because if you experience all those signs, you have got missed periods, you have got breast changing because your breasts have become tender, your abdomen started enlarging like you're carrying something, so you have all those changes. So yourself, if you don't go for physical medical checkup, you'll continue having that experience that I'm pregnant, start preparing for the baby. Even sometimes you can even feel movement in your belly. You're like, it has also happened to me. You feel movements in your belly. You're like, I'm feeling the baby moving, but it's all just in your mind that has been triggered. So you feel like you're having a baby, the baby is moving. You feel like in the morning you get those morning sicknesses. You're like, you vomit, you start craving for things. So it's a really condition but it gets people rarely. It's not a very common issue that happens to people. It gets people rarely, but for me it has also ever happened to me, though it was not very severe, because after the first month I didn't have my periods, but then the second month I started having my periods. Then I just I just forgot about it. I was like, no, it's not I'm not having any pregnancies. But the only treatment that can help is first go for checkup, the ultrasound checkup, so that they can check, or blood test checkup, so that they check you thoroughly that you are not pregnant. Because if the condition continues, it will trigger your mind, and then after sometimes you find that, because like I've got this experience, this person was having this condition, but then when this person started seeing her periods, she was like, now I've miscarried my baby. So like that, even having the periods, you're like, no, it's a miscarriage. My baby now I've miscarried, but I was really pregnant. I was really having the condition. I was really having, So if you have not checked earlier on, you'll find yourself that you are triggered into thinking that you're pregnant, and yet you're not. So this is just a condition. It happens to people, though it's not a very common issue. It's rare condition, but it does happen. It does happen to people. So if it happens to you, the only treatment you can go is first go for checkup. Go for thorough checkup, whereby they do ultrasound, they do blood test, they do thorough check, so that you can be very sure 100% that you're not pregnant. And also the other treatment is just go to this what they call them, therapists or counselor or things like, so that they can talk to you, so that you can come back into your normal you, believing that because you have been believing that you're having pregnant, so they can talk to you, so that that condition disappears, so that condition gets out of you, because it will disturb you. It can even lead to depression. It can lead to other diseases. It can lead to other non-communicable diseases like pressure, like high blood pressure and things like that, because you'll be more depressed if after you have stayed maybe for 2 months or 3 months, then you see your periods. You're like, no, I've been pregnant, I've been this and this, but then so just go for checkup. That's the only treatment, and have somebody to talk to about what you're feeling, so that they can talk to you, they can explain to you, they can counsel you. So seek it's not medical treatment, but medical advice, because there is no medicine that can treat pseudocyesis, but then just talking to people, so that condition you can become normal again. So yeah, today's topic was just on that, talking about pseudocyesis. If you have ever experienced that condition, just share and tell us how you felt about it, and how you overcame it, because here we are learning from different people. So tell us how you overcame it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next video. Love you. Ciao.